Ryan.
Yo.
Yeah, Chad.
What's up, Chad? How you doing, man?
Hey, man. They didn't, nobody tells me what's going on, so they just handed me the phone.
I was just watching a bunch of YouTube interviews that you guys have done, and you guys always look like you're having a good time just partying and stuff.
That's a good thing, man. So yeah, we hide the sorrow and pity pretty well, huh? No. Yeah, man. Good times is, the best thing you can do with your abilities. So figure that out. Do it quick.
Are there any good times that stand out over the years that you've been in this band?
It's a good time happening right now. I could go to this random San Antonio lamb, sausage, rib, chicken, mesquite, smoky meat joint and have probably one of the best smoked meats a man could ever want. But not hungry for any meat right now.
Well, that sounds pretty good, man. Like smoking a joint and getting some barbecue going.
Yeah, man. You know it. So show it.
So do you guys like drink and party a lot?
Well, we used to all drink a whole lot. And, sure, party, everything. Now just one of us doesn't.
Which one doesn't?
Our singer, he's sober now because it caused quite a problem for the band. At the time, it was pretty bad for him, and it was just kind of destroying the way we would relate to each other on the bus, and we ended up fist fighting each other on the tour bus and breaking the band up for a year, and that was no damn good for anybody. We realized that, so we got back together basically and made the new album, and he's sober still, and it's been working really great due to that. But hell, I still drink just as drunk right now, and it's 10:30 in the morning or something.
Hey, I'm drunk right now, dude, and it's 2:00 in the afternoon.
Good for you, and you got your own show, man. See, you can do things if you can do them right.
Exactly, that's how I say it, man. You're talking about the singer and how you guys didn't talk for a year. Was it mainly because of alcohol, or?
No, it was because we've toured together and been, worrying about the same thing together to where we've annoyed each other way too much, all of us, and we just needed a break, 10 or 11 years living with each other basically on and off through the good and bad, and everybody, moves up, gets family, grows up, gets a little different. You get sick of hanging with the same people, but you have to, so we got sick of hanging out with each other. But in order for CKY to make, music, and we're all fans of the band CKY, even though we're in it, we all wanted to hear a new CKY record or see a new CKY tour. We missed CKY, so we got it all back together, for the whole purpose of missing the band. It wasn't about anything else other than we were fans of the band, and when it was over, it felt stupid. So we make music together to the fact that we have to know each other. So now we just have to know how to get along a little better. It's not like we love each other. Or maybe we do. Maybe that's love. Is this love that I'm feeling, or is this that White Snake song that I'm singing?
How did that time where you guys didn't speak for a little bit affect your record? It probably helped out quite a bit, right?
Yeah, because we were making a terribly awful record at the time, right before we stopped talking. I mean, the thing would have been no good, so we had all the inspiration back, and it was a good reason not to talk about anything from the past, because we were working on fresh music, and there's no room to bitch about other things that are unrelative to the goal of making a great album. So we only stuck to the issues while making this album, and did it at my studio, and just it was more focused and less ego manipulated and business inflicted. So it was a good free self-healing way to fix the band, was to make the best record we could, you know. At least we satisfied ourselves. I think if we made a shittier record, we might not still be a band, but we're happy enough with the album, you know, that it's perfect for us to continue and know that we're doing the right thing, staying together.
Good, man. That's really good to hear, dude.
Yeah, man.
Well, I do have to ask, since we've established early in the conversation that we've both had a little bit to drink so far early, has there ever been a time where you've played a show to where you were just really fucked up?
Yes. Yeah.
What was the craziest time?
I'm playing CKY. You know, the craziest time, obviously, I can't remember, but probably one of the less crazier times would be one that I could, and that would be like everybody's seen me pissing on Gigi's grave, and CKY4, I went and drank a bottle of Jim Beam in like 20 minutes or something, just real quick, and then that got me pretty wasted after paying my respects to GG Allin, and then I went back to that gig in Boston and fell off the stage like 3 times, like backwards, forwards. The whole band was pretty much insulted. A lot of people said it was an amazingly great show, so who's to tell, you know? That's why we do it. Sometimes it's great to be really drunk during a show. It just depends on how your fans perceive your rock and roll. So, you know, I think I can get away with it. Some of us, maybe not. Jesse's been totally loaded on Yingling beer and drums, and he's got to keep a beat, so somehow it makes it work.
Well, you were talking about the fans, and it's all how they perceive it. I know you guys get a lot of reviews all the time. One in particular was a Rolling Stone review I read that was in 2005. You guys ended up retaliating because they gave you a 1 out of 5, and you wrote something about how Rolling Stone's a shitty magazine. Are there other magazines, are there reviews that get to you?
You know, it's not anymore. It's just this. We figured out, you know, I mean, certain battles are better left unfought. You know, there's more important things to start your wars over. So, reviews, you know, the schmo. Who gives a crap? Nobody remembers the review after they read it, and people looking for negative shit are going to find it, and people looking for positive shit are going to find it. You know, I don't think positive people are necessarily influenced by negative things anyway, so the negative people can stick right there for it. You know what I'm saying?
That's true, man. Like, over the years of doing this, is it crazy for you to look back and see the progression of the band and where it's at now?
It's always constantly astounding and seriously important to my existence to see that. Yes, personally, it's you know, it's everything we always wanted. So we're really lucky, and you know, we try to keep the love for it, you know, consistent. I mean, that's, you know, it's pretty amazing to stick around that long. It makes you feel old and shit, but then again, I mean, it makes me feel young. I see people my age, and they look like some dude's dad or some shit. Like, I mean, my guys in my band are people's dads, but I don't think, well, I don't look like some dude's dad, so I don't know, whatever, you know. I feel young. Rock and roll keeps you young, even though you're getting old doing it, so I'm happy to be involved with rock and roll for this long, and I really see no potential in me ever not having any rock and roll existence, you know. So you keep going, and you make your goals, set them straight, and navigate.
Good for you, man. I know you guys have had a lot of ups and downs with industry stuff, like record labels and shit like that. Does that stuff get to you? Just how the industry works? Like, because you guys don't really seem like you really care about that shit.
Oh, we care about it, so much so that we've figured out how to ignore the best parts of it, the worthy parts to ignore. I mean, in this business, you have to know and be everyone you didn't ever want to know or be, just to stay consistent with all the problems and infections that this music industry has. So if you don't contain a bit of the disease, you ain't not survive. So it's a little disgusting at times, yeah. Sticking our hands in someone else's dirty shit to get some fucking gold. Whatever it is, it's survival and it's fucking worth it. It's fun. I mean, like I said, there's choices in what you can fight for. So in this business, there's a whole lot to fight for. And as a rock band, staying surviving as a rock band and being able to continue playing in front of at least the same amount of kids, or maybe even some less. We'd continue to play even if it was probably 50 kids, someday. But it's a good time anyway, so continue it. Rock and roll business is something separate, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's separate from the music.
Wealthy, if you're independently wealthy, then you might have a much better time in trying to be a rock star, because there's not much money in this business. I'll tell you that much. Not anymore. In America, rock and roll's almost dead. In the UK and shit, it's still thriving. In a lot of places in Europe, but, we can see that clearly, when we go over to Europe and, big venues like 4 times the size of the places we're playing here are sold out a month ahead. In America, it's just people are not really, everybody's kind of broke, so rock shows are tough over here, but I think rock music in general has been pretty hated for a while, and it's almost out of style completely. So,
do you think that technology has played a part as far as killing rock music?
It doesn't matter what your devices are to make the music. It doesn't matter the product in the end. The product in the end is inspired and created normally by someone who has no business touching instrument just because they knew how to email first, Mm-hmm. And that's not really what should inspire you to get into this, is that you're good with email or something, so you can start Fruity Looping or something, and then, I don't know, man, if you're talented, great, but you can pretty much hear through people's, lack of talent or whatever. So if it exists, there's too much of it, and no one has time to listen to so much music. There's so much music out there, so many other things to do with your time. People are too busy to sit down and listen to even a fucking full song, let alone a full album. You got to kind of plan that shit.
Yeah.
So there's a few people who, there's too many other things to do. Yeah, technology takes away from it. Places like Guitar Center are selling guitars to jocks everywhere, that makes shitty bands and with bad intentions. That shit, it's a problem.
What do you think makes a band genuine and a band that has good intentions?
Commitment and a fan base that stands by them. Regardless, I have to have respect for anybody who has like a real solid fan base and has committed through thick and thin,
Mm-hmm.
That's a real, and endurance. How about that? Endurance without crutches, try to walk without crutches. Like, bands like Avenged Sevenfold were built with fucking crutches, they're fucking already built in, goofy. You know, it's American Idol style rock. There's rock bands, you know, that truly exist in a different manner than the most popular ones. There's only room these days for money to promote 2 or 3 bands, you know, because rock music's not popular enough to sink any more cash into it, so nobody's going to hear about it. So there's, you know, luckily enough, it's down to the fucking music fan at the end of the day. Because nobody's paying for promotion of music, then all there is the music to decide what's good and what's not eventually.
But you were talking about bands with, you know, with integrity, with endurance for the most part. You know, how does that?
I'm relatively hypocritical. You know, bands with integrity normally don't need to bring up other bands to make their point. You know, there's a lot of people I could put down. It's just like making fun of like blind kids or something. You know what I mean? So I feel bad for insulting a blind kid or something. You know, so I'll take that.
Well, not necessarily insulting specific.
I'm bad about it. You know, you survive with what you got. Like I said, if that band's still around, I don't know if they are. Maybe they're survivors. I don't fucking know.
Well, what are some bands that are doing it right?
I don't have any time to pay attention to other bands anymore. I mean, I never did. I stopped doing that when I knew there was no time to pay attention to other bands. Yeah, I don't know. I'm the wrong guy to ask. I leave the other guys in my band to have time to pay attention to other bands. My main focus is CKY. You know, I can't even think of a band right now.
You know what? It's totally cool, man. But hey, like, I think we're actually good on time.
Rock and roll, man.
Yeah, I'll let you get back to your barbecue and stuff, man, and drink a few more beers.
Yeah. Good luck with everything, dude. Good to hear you doing your own thing, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. You too. I'm sure I'll bump into you guys in the future again.
Yeah, send me a link or something of your deal. I'll check it out.
I will for sure.
All right.
Cool. All right, Chad. Thanks a lot, dude. Have a good one.